Welcome to The Push.
My name's Steve Machine Curran, and this is Kevin Big Daddy Allwood.
We are two old blokes pushing 50
Pushing weights,
and pushing the limits, Steve.
pushing the limits of sanity.
Pushing those boundaries, hopefully, from time to time.
We're trying, and this is our second episode of the Push podcast. How was your week this week, Kev?
I had a mixed week, actually. I had some clients away, and I got to see my daughter this week, Steve. I don't get to see her very much.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Big drive to see her, but worth it, I imagine.
Yeah, 3.5 hours to drive there, and I got to spend 2 hours with her, and 3.5 hours to drive back.
And when do you see her next?
In a fortnight.
Okay, all right. That's really nice. And we've got both Kevin's boys downstairs at the moment.
Yeah.
Watching Jumanji.
Hopefully not making too much noise. Suddenly I have to duck out of the room from you because you hear a squeal or something. That'll be why.
It'd be to contain them.
You can hold the fort while I'm gone.
I've got blankets all over our brand new leather white couch, which I'm obsessed with. So,
Speaking of obsessions, Steve, and whiteness, your teeth looking like they're a bit extra white today.
I am trying. So I'm working on new ways I can channel my madness away from bodybuilding and into something else a bit more, not necessarily more constructive, because bodybuilding was constructive.
Do you need a hobby, Steve?
I could do with a number of, I could do with a hobby. So
do you even have time for hobbies? I don't have, believe it or not, I don't have much free time.
No, nor do I. I don't. It's not about. I guess it's more mentally where my self-obsession and compulsiveness goes. And for years I was taken up with bodybuilding, and now because I'm not a big freak anymore, or not by my standards a big freak anymore, I feel I need.
So you're only half that, right?
I'm half the man. I don't even know if I'm quarter of the man. I used to be.
Still a freak, just not big.
Yeah. So I'm getting my implants soon. I'm getting my teeth whitened.
Yeah, your teeth are actually looking quite white. Mine.
It's a slow process.
I feel as if mine are yellow compared to your white teeth.
Do you ever go to Thailand and get the Zoom?
No, I did.
It's so cheap, $300.
Yeah, look, I got my teeth whitened here in Sydney once 20 years ago, and then we just drank coffee straight after, black coffee. So it kind of it doesn't really go with coffee drinking.
So what you've got to do is drink it through a straw. So I've been drinking my coffee and my Pepsi Max through a straw, like a freak. Absolutely.
But doesn't it go into your mouth and it swish around your teeth?
No, I don't swish. I just swallow.
You know what? Steve likes to swallow.
Oh, okay. We've gone there already.
Pushing the limits.
Pushing, yes.
All right. So
summer shred, Kev. How's yours going? Are you shredding?
I am. We are now on the 8th. It's the 8th of September.
Yep.
So it's the 8th day of the summer shred. It's actually my 7th day because I started a day late.
That's right.
But I've been strict, 100% strict, every day, hitting all my meals, getting my training in. I haven't really done any cardio.
But you never did when you competed, did you?
No, I did when I competed.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I just haven't since I competed. Since I last competed, I haven't. I used to do my 45 minutes of fasted cardio first thing in the morning. So back then, we're talking 6 years ago, when I started work at 6, I would get up at 4:30, like you, and go and do my 45 minutes walking the streets in the bitterly cold winter, and get that done every morning. And then sometimes I'd ride my push bike to the gym.
From Newtown?
Yeah, train my clients, ride back, so there'd be extra cardio I'd put in there. So mate, that, you know, if you're hitting everything, if your diet is right, your training is right, your food is right, your sleep is right, and you're doing that cardio, you can't help but cut up.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, it's not, you know what, people, it's not rocket science.
But it is science.
It is science. It's just it's a simple equation.
My cardio, see, a lot of people complain about cardio. I find it quite therapeutic. I have a morning routine which involves getting up at 4:30, and before the madness starts in my head, I have a cold, outside here is a shower which is open to the sky, and I have a cold shower there every morning, which just wakes me the fuck up.
I like cold showers.
Yeah. And
maybe I'll come and join you for
have one together, maybe.
I can wash your back for you.
Yes. Lovely. After that, I then meditate, and then I get dressed and do half an hour cardio in the dark with my music playing, and it's awesome.
Is this a routine that you do every day?
Yeah, I missed it today because I slept in, but
9 times out of 10. this is
nine
what you
times
do.
out of 10 I do that.
Yeah. That's good.
I really, and as I said, the cardio it goes, the 30 minutes goes so quickly. So what I do, I do the cardio, and then I
Hang on, just backtrack a bit.
Okay.
You meditate before you do the cardio. How long
Yeah.
do you meditate for?
only about 10 minutes.
And what do you do? Just sit there?
This is what I do, and this is, and it's all linked to childhood, right? So there was a time when we went camping, which I hate, and we went to I think it was Crystal Creek in North Queensland, but it was unseasonably cold. It must have been in the middle of winter, and I remember being freezing. It was pouring with rain, but there was a fire, so I sat next to the fire in the pouring rain. Outside, whatever all the rest of the family were.
In a tent. Or
We
a
had
cabin,
like a shed sort of thing.
cabin thing.
And I sat there sulking, as I was apt to do as a kid, and wrapped myself up in towels near the fire with the rain pouring down, wrapped up like this. And after a cold shower in the morning,
You take yourself back to that place.
well, I sit on the step there outside the door, wrapped up in towels with my dressing gown on, with a towel over my
and
head,
it triggers that memory.
and I
doesn't
feel
it?
really nice.
But do you think
Yeah,
back to that?
every time.
You think back to that?
I get a feeling of warmth, and I remember that time at Crystal Creek,
Yeah, right.
and then I do some breathing meditation, and then I'm
And
at peace
are
with
you
the world.
thinking about sitting there?
No, well, I'm trying to think about my breath, and so I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to breathe and just focus. Like, have you done much meditation?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I do know you've got to focus on
Yeah,
it.
so you focus on the breath, and then obviously other thoughts come into your head, and the idea is to not beat yourself up that they're coming in, but to then just try and refocus on the breath each time.
Don't you? Is it not true that while meditating, you are supposed to clear your mind?
Yeah.
Think of like a white A4 sheet of paper, and that's it.
Well, you can do. There's a number of ways.
Mm.
I just try to focus on the breath. If thought comes in, am I busy today? Oh, I've got to do that. Breathe through it. There's a really good one, just quickly, where you picture yourself at a window, and you're looking out a really busy street, and then you visualize this. You picture yourself stepping back from the street, and and you just picture then the noise of the traffic getting quieter and quieter, and quieter and quieter, until there's no noise, and you relax that way. Works. I put my daughters to sleep like that sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Describe like a New York City street,
Mm.
overlooking it with cabs and planes and things like that, with all the noise of the street, and then.
Have you been to New York, Steve?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I have, and I stepped out of Penn Station, the main train station of New York, the one you see in all the movies, where there's
Right.
people
Yeah.
step out onto the street, and there's yellow cabs, and
Just like a movie.
there's steam coming out of the manholes, and it is like you've stepped into a movie scene. Absolutely, you get that feeling.
That'd be
Surreal.
cool. Yeah, I want to go.
It is surreal. It's like, oh my god, I'm in a movie. This is like stuff I've seen on TV, and it is quite crazy when you go there for the first time.
Yeah, I've been to the West Coast, but never made it across. I'd love to drive across, as would most people, I think.
Yeah. I
Doesn't-
drove to Vegas from LA.
LA,
Did
yeah.
you do that?
No, I didn't do that.
That was interesting. That was fun. We
Yeah.
got lost. We drove the wrong way at one point and
There's
ended up
only
in
one way.
snow.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to a dead end.
How is there a dead end? It's like a big country.
There was snow wall across the road.
Okay.
Like we took a wrong turn heading to Vegas, drove up into the mountains, and it started to snow, and then there was snow on the side of the road, and it got more and more, and then all of a sudden we're driving past cabins and stuff, and then we got
so
to
this
a
is
point.
in like a park, a forest or something.
Yeah, and we got to a point where there was a wall of snow across the road. I had to do like a 9-point turn to get her.
What were you
turn around
driving?
and
Were
get
you
back.
driving a cool car?
It was a hire car, and it wasn't anything flash. I can't remember what it was.
Right.
But yeah, we couldn't even go because we realised we'd taken a wrong turn. But we thought, we'd probably better keep going
Yeah.
and get out somewhere and work our way back. But no, we had to just backtrack. So anyway, that was fine. That was my Vegas Drive.
The American Vacation.
Speaking of,
So with the shred,
back
your
to the
diet. So
shred.
we're both. Neither of us have cheated. I don't think.
no, I haven't
Which is
cheated at all.
fucking amazing,
Yeah, it is.
considering. I'm going to dinner. I'm going to dinner tonight. It's actually Rani's birthday, so happy birthday, Rania.
Happy birthday, honey.
Um,
Yeah,
you let us stay staunch.
There's been a couple of evenings when I've kind of gone salty or sweet, but I've resisted the temptation.
That's good.
And chowed down on my tuna and vegetables.
It's once you get in the groove, it's all right, isn't it?
I think each week easier and easier.
I completely agree.
Those first few days are a bit testy.
But it feels good not to be craving. You know, just that craving sugar and rubbish, and then eating it and then regretting it and hating yourself. Or is that just me?
No.
That's you as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had some feedback from some of my clients that saying we go off on tangents and then don't come back. So Isadora, we're going to try and stay on
That's
on
right.
topic.
So about the City Gym Summer Shred, which we are both
Yes.
staying staunch on.
Yeah, we got a lot of people.
We do. We had
some good feedback.
We had maybe 50 people.
Yeah, I haven't.
Sign up like that a week ago.
Yes, we're still going to keep it open. So if you still want to join, we'd be more than happy to have you. You just got to post a photo. That's a private group now, so you can post it. And
have you tallied up the total number of people?
no, I haven't had time.
You said you were going to do that yesterday.
I did, but I had zero time. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. We're going to go to John's Singapura Chicken and Rice restaurant.
Yeah, Singapore Eating House on Oxford Street, just down from Taylor Square. It's great feed, clean chicken breast, rice, soup,
Bok choy.
It's very good there. Yeah, highly recommend it.
Right next to the pleasure chest.
John's been in Darlinghurst for like 25 years.
Yeah,
And it's a bit of a favourite spot to go for.
it is. It's a bodybuilding institution. Well, it
was
prior to moving. So that would be good. I was thinking what I'd like to do is actually have a gala award night as well, like a dinner, and then actually when we present the awards, actually have a dinner somewhere. What do you think?
At the end of the summer shred.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
We kind of it finished last year and it just sort of tailed off into nothing really, didn't it?
Well, I just gave up. If you notice, there's no after photo posted by me.
No, that's right. That's right.
You did all right.
Yeah, I did all right. I dropped 9 kilos.
Yeah.
That was that was a mediocre effort. No shredding, no shredded abs.
There's no shred, was there?
There's a lot of fat to get through.
So with my week, I
didn't ask you how your week was.
Well, it's been, I was very busy like yours. I was just saying before, Gabriella was away, so with her brother on the Gold Coast, and I've got a new appreciation for single parenting because Bianca was here and getting to work, getting to dancing, getting to martial arts, getting back to school and everything. But the week before, actually, I forgot to mention I had quite an interesting experience where I'd organised to get a heart stress test, cardiac stress test, and the woman, when I took my shirt, so you know what a stress test is? You run on a treadmill.
And hook you up to all those wires.
So you have a ECG hooked up, you have a blood pressure cuff on,
Yes.
heart monitors and everything. They do an ultrasound first of your heart at rest, then they put you on the treadmill and run you to basically failure. Then get you back on the bed and do an ultrasound.
Okay.
As soon as I took my shirt off, the nurse said to me, just because you're in shape doesn't mean you're healthy. Straight away. I'm like, okay.
Oh, thanks for that.
Thanks for that.
That's what I've come here for.
Exactly what I said. I'm 50 in December and, I just want to make sure I'm all right. The mistake I made was I forgot that I was supposed to tell them that I had hypertension because you have to have a pre-existing condition to get a stress test billed.
Right.
And I said, oh no, my blood pressure's fine, which it is. And I don't know if that was tipped over, she was always a bitch, but basically she went on then to say, so you're a trainer. I said, yeah, I'm a trainer. But I said, well, that trainers don't always walk the talk. I was like, where is this coming from?
She's got a problem with somebody. Yeah.
Gets better. When I'm starting to run there, I'm starting to get annoyed. She says, so you spend much time in jail?
Wow.
And I said, I beg your pardon? I just assume with the tattoos you've done some jail time.
Wow.
So I've been in situations like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. The medical community seems to just have goes at me. But I was angry then, so I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm going to show this bitch. I'm going to smash this test. Yeah. So I ran seriously the fastest I've ever ran in my life, I think. Yeah, right. And she said, oh, you can stop now. I was like, no, I'm keep going. I just went. It was like I went into that mode of when you doing squats for failure, where it's like, this, you know, I'm going to war. And I just kept going until I could not actually, because you've got to hold on. I was hanging on and sprinting. And
are you supposed to hang on the whole
time? Can't. I would have fallen off otherwise. It was that fast. Like I couldn't run normally. And you got a blood pressure cuff on and wired up. Then it got off, and she sort of resentment said to me, "Oh yeah, you did all right. Your heart's fine."
She's probably just a bitch from the beginning.
I think so.
From going back, maybe she needed to get laid.
I think so, by a personal trainer, maybe.
Maybe that was a problem.
Yeah, maybe that was the problem.
Like there was a bad experience there.
Have you had any bad medical experiences?
I thought you were going to say bad sexual experiences.
Because just Bianca actually came to us the other day and said, "Daddy, what does this mean?"
And Bianca is how old?
10. Just for people listening without the visuals, I was doing a finger through the whole circle thing.
Yeah.
So that was a bit disconcerting. Apparently the other kids in the school are doing that. Not the act, just the movement.
The hand gesture. Yeah. So did you explain what it was?
Well, she said that's about sex. That's about sex.
Yeah.
Right. And I just said what it is. And
have you had the sex talk?
No.
Like prior to that.
We've had sort of vague discussions about it. But she said, well, but that's too big to go in there. Because I said, well, that's, you know, she said, does that mean a Lella and a Willy?
Right.
So it was all a bit uncomfortable. It's more so for Gabriella because of the, you know, Italian Catholic sort of guilt. But, yeah, what do you do?
Well, there comes a time in every child's life where their parents...
Have you had this discussion with the boys?
No, my sons are... Well, okay, rephrase. My sons are 11 and 9, and I did talk about it with them 6 months ago, and they just weren't really... Like, one of them asked a question which triggered me to start talking to them about it. I can't remember what the question was. And they just sort of drifted off. They didn't even stay focused as I was trying to, you know, tell them that, you know, when a mummy and a daddy love each other. Yeah, all that shit. Yeah. So I have talked about it, but I don't think much sunk in.
I think, well, girls definitely mature quicker, don't they? She,
well, Gabriella has, you know, I mean, it'll soon be the situation where...
Gabriella already knows what about it.
But she'll have to...
Gabriella knows what that means.
What are you doing, Steve? Get off me. Yeah. She'll have to have the whole period conversation.
Oh, they've had that.
Oh, she knows about that.
Bianca says to Gabriella, "Mummy, do you have your vaginal issues?" Yeah, it's all weird. It's all weirdness, isn't it? Do you remember your virginity, losing your virginity?
Doesn't everybody remember losing their virginity?
I try to forget mine, to be honest. I was fucking hopeless.
Yeah, well, is this where we're going now with the conversation?
Apparently.
All right. Okay.
I just, there's so much pressure on, I don't know, I assume maybe for girls as well, but as a young man, a young guy, there's so much pressure on you to get laid. Was that for you?
I put the pressure on myself because I desperately wanted it. You know, I mean, at the age of, like, you know, here's my story. At the age of 15, I finally, after years of
masturbating,
like heavy masturbation, prolific.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. Like, you know, so at the age of 15, I finally got the opportunity. I had a girl that
was alive.
that was willing to let me do things to her.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Because that's all it's about back then. Is you just want to do. It's not about having a loving interaction or sensually.
It's finding someone that's going to let you
that will lie
violate.
there and do things to you.
Yeah. So for about 3 years prior to that, I've been masturbating furiously,
Constantly.
like 4 times a day.
Yeah,
as every 13-year-old boy does. Anyway, I was at school and there was a boy in one of my classes who would tell me stories about on a Friday night going into the city with a few friends, getting a bottle of alcohol, some cheap, rubbish like equivalent to passion pop, and like drinking the whole bottle and then like making out with the chick.
Okay.
His girl. He actually had a girlfriend. So anyway, the going into town and getting drunk was appealing.
Right.
So I made arrangements for that next week that I would go with this fellow. His name was Shane, actually.
Right.
That's his real name.
Okay.
I haven't changed names to protect the innocent. And so I was 15, and we went into the city. We caught a train or whatever, and then we found some older guy bought us. There was about 6 of us.
Is there any actually girls involved in this
There
story?
there was at least one.
Okay.
So we got an older fellow to buy us the alcohol. So
Right.
we each had a bottle, and we all drank down the whole bottle of alcohol,
Yeah.
wine bottle, and then Shane accused me of like groping his girl that was with us, his girl,
Okay.
right? And I had a fight with him, my mate.
Like a physical fight?
Yeah, an actual punch up.
Did you win?
Yeah,
Okay.
I punched him, and he fell over, and I think I kicked him.
You kicked him when he was down.
Yeah.
Groped his girl.
And then grabbed the girl and took
So-
off with the girl.
And then
And attempted to have sex. But I was so drunk
you couldn't. That's
that
ridiculous.
even after years of practicing on myself,
Isn't it the worst?
it wouldn't get hard. I couldn't get my dick hard.
Yeah.
No matter what I tried, I was like, trying to wrestle with it. I was smacking it. I was going down on the girl, and I was like, trying to feed it in soft,
Yeah,
hoping it would
doesn't
harden up. And I didn't actually manage to have sex that night, even though everything was like right there, right in front of me.
Yeah, it's
ready.
I
Eager.
She was.
Yeah, she was.
And disappointed.
And I tried to make up for it with other talents.
Sure.
But I failed on my first attempt.
I didn't even get that far. There was a girl in our school called Leslie, and she was super hot. It was grade 9, I think. Super hot. Had a really what's the word? Pointy. It's not pointy. It's not descriptive enough, but very sort of
Pert.
Pert is the word.
So you were what, about 14 or 15?
Yeah, and again, like spending my entire day masturbating.
Did you ever masturbate at school? At school?
Probably in the toilet, maybe. Very romantic. In fact, we had a pool, and there was a girl behind us. Her name was Laurie, I think, and she used to sunbake in her backyard, and I'd climb behind. My parents probably saw me. That's the embarrassing thing. We had a climb behind the fence, and there was a tree, and I hid behind the tree and jerked off watching her sunbaking.
Was she topless?
No, she had a bikini. She had a bikini. There's nothing. I mean,
She was a girl, though.
Because she was a girl, yeah. But no, this Leslie girl.
Back before the internet, even a Kmart catalog with a couple of bras in the back was enough,
Pathetic,
right?
isn't it?
I know.
When you think back, yeah.
Target with a...
Looking at the same picture.
I know, and not even naked.
Not even naked.
No.
But so she'd been flirting, and apparently she did it. She did it, and so she'd been flirting with me at class, and I remember walking out of the bike racks with my bike, and she put her arm around me. She used to wear those tiny little short skirts and tanned legs and everything like that, and chunky, and she put her arm around me and said, "Oh, my dad's not home, so if you want to come over," and I said, "Oh no, I've got soccer practice," and sped home, and immediately jerked off in the bathroom. and I've regretted that to this day. Sad, isn't it? And I really think some of my behaviour when I've acted out sexually has been like because I've denied myself that initial time, and now I've tried to make up for it over the years.
Did you guys have a school uniform? Was she wearing a school
Yes.
skirt?
Oh, yeah, but the school. That's no. I know where you're going with that, but no. Just because that's the thing for you, isn't it?
I do like a school skirt.
I
I like a school skirt on a grown woman, though. I must.
No, I get that, but I get that. Yeah, just short skirts in general, really. But anyway, so when did it actually happen?
Oh, so it was a few months later. After that, a couple of months after that, I met a girl who was a year behind me at school. She was an English girl called Ashley.
Right.
And she came over to my house after school before my parents had gotten home from work. And
Right.
we had sex after school for like most days for about
Happy days.
a month or two.
Yeah.
So I got to practice a bit.
Mine was a very short-lived affair with.
But hang on. But she wore a ton of makeup for like a 15-year-old girl or however old she was. She wore a lot of makeup so that by the end of a session, I had all the makeup all over my house, all over my face. I would have her makeup on my face, and she didn't look quite so good.
No,
Sorry,
neither of you did. No, mine was at a party. This girl, I can't even remember her name actually. I think maybe I remember it, but I don't want to say it. And we were both very drunk, and I think she'd vomited already. And
on you?
No, well, on herself, I think. And I know there was another couple getting it on in the room, but not in a hot way. Like it was just they were just in a corner, and we were in another corner, and it was over within minutes.
Oh, really?
It was just and the smell of vomit put me off a little bit. Vomit tinged with that coconut Malibu.
Oh, right.
And I can never drink Malibu now.
What, because of that? Were you drinking it that night?
She was drinking it and reeked of it. And then, my best friend at the time, John, lost his virginity with her at another party a week later on a mattress on a roof. And because he didn't have a condom, he thought, well, I better be on the safe side. And he used Glad wrap around stick. And of course, everyone was supposed to keep it a secret, but the entire school knew about it.
Yeah, wow. Glad wrap.
Happy days.
I never used Glad wrap.
No, nor did I.
No.
Yeah.
That was a good story.
It was a good story. Yeah, do you think that you have a type and you follow that type with girls? I definitely do. Like I was attracted to girls with darker girls, not Anglo-Saxon girls, darker girls, ethnic girls that are chunky and with long brunette hair, and I basically followed that model my entire life.
Does that mean that, like, when you were single, you wouldn't even consider a blonde white chick?
Oh yeah, of course. If
the opportunity presented itself,
if that was always available. No, I don't. I think that's modelled in early days, like in early childhood.
Mm.
You don't agree?
Yeah.
Or you're just up for anything?
I don't discriminate, Steve.
Equal rights.
Equal rights. Yeah. Black, white, redheads, blondes, brunettes, dark, light.
You don't think opposite attracts opposite? I mean, opposite sort of attracts each other.
Yeah, I do. I think it all works.
Like my friend Roy, for instance, who you know as the Black Prince, he really goes for white, blonde girls, and not so much after dark or black or ethnic girls.
Because he's black.
Because he's the Black Prince.
Mm.
Yeah. No?
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. I get where he's coming from.
Because I'm a white boy, I'm not really attracted as much to.
Well, I like you. I like ethnic, tanned, dark hair, dark eyes, tan skin too.
Yeah.
But the woman I married was not that at all.
No, she wasn't, was she?
So, and in fact, she was blonde when I met her.
Isn't she blonde now?
No, she's got dark hair now,
Okay.
but she's still very pale white Australian skin.
You haven't asked me about my shirt.
Your shirt.
After our discussion last week.
Everybody by now should know that I'm not Kanye West's biggest fan. Whereas Steve is quite a fan, and Steve has a T-shirt on that says Kanye West for president.
Yes.
So it would be an absolute joke if he actually ran for president next election. But it would not surprise me if he did.
That's what I was going to say. More than a joke than Donald Trump?
Yes, more than a joke.
Really?
But I mean, that was a joke. From George W. Bush onwards, it's been a joke.
Has it ever not been? Look at Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a cowboy movie actor.
Yeah, but I'm sure he did a few things in between being an actor in a movie and becoming president.
I don't know. Just on a side note, did you see Burt Reynolds died?
Yes, I did see Burt
Sad.
Reynolds died. R.I.P. Burt.
Smoking the Bandit.
Yes. We have a mutual friend who has a Smokey and the Bandit replica gold Trans Am. Brown. What colour is it? Black Trans Am with a gold
Firebird
on the bonnet.
Which you and he continuously have war of words online about.
He is an amusing fellow.
Yes. What else are we going to talk about?
Well, hang on. Tell me about your T-shirt.
Oh, so it's Eminem. Kanye West for president. I got this online. I just saw it. I thought it was quite amusing. And I don't think it'd be any more ridiculous than having Trump. Trump is obviously a moron.
Kanye's ego is so huge that he probably thinks he should become the next president.
Well, he launched someone launched a media sort of campaign saying Kanye West for 2020.
Yeah, I know. There are T-shirts that have that 2020 on there.
You know what may happen? What's her name? Michelle Obama. Obama's
really?
wife. Black and female.
Yeah, I think that Oprah would probably have a better chance of becoming president than her, wouldn't she?
I don't know. I think Obama. She's pretty cool. I like her.
Oprah.
No.
Michelle Obama.
Mobama.
Is that what they are calling her? Or is that what you are?
No, that's I didn't coin that. I would wish I had coined it.
Mobama.
But and she's hotter than Oprah. Like, let's face it.
She's what?
Hotter than Oprah. If you had to pick.
I wouldn't.
No, but if you had to.
If I had to.
Obama or Oprah. I know where I'd be going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Ivanka. Is it Ivanka? What's the current?
No, Ivanka's the daughter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's all weird.
She'd be top of the list.
Maybe Kylie Jenner can be president. Do you follow the Jenners at all?
The Jenners.
What are they called? Kardashians. I don't know. Man. We've got a Kardashian-free household because
well, mate, actually, pretty much all reality TV is fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't watch any. I don't watch any free to air. Actually, most free to air is shit. Don't you find? What do you watch that's on free to air?
Do you have a partner who watches any of that, The Bachelor or any?
No,
of that
she
shit?
doesn't. No, she watches. She does watch free to air rubbish like CS. She watches all the cop ones, CSI,
NCIS,
all that rubbish.
Yeah, occasionally that gets played in my house if nothing else is on. But we have Netflix, so I prefer watching series.
For sure.
Good series like Sons of Anarchy.
Ozark.
I was almost going to wear a Sons of Anarchy t-shirt today, but I thought I'd stick with music. And I got Guns N' Roses today. Guns N' Roses, by the way, great band. Saw them live once.
In costume.
They were in. I was.
You were.
Yeah, that's right.
You told me you were.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I went to the concert dressed Axl Rose 1990-ish themed with leather pants and cowboy boots and blonde wig and a bandana. I looked the part. It was great. The concert was fantastic.
Were you the only person that thought it was a costume party?
No, I wasn't the only person, but I was probably the only 39-year-old person.
But what was the makeup of the? Would have been a lot of people older, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there was quite a. Yeah,
Was it Axl with Slash?
Unfortunately, Slash was not there. No, so they had a stand-in who was fantastic as a guitarist. He did all the solos and stuff, so he was still good, even though it wasn't actually Slash.
Do you have a pacemaker? Slash has a pacemaker.
Does he really?
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
Oh, I have read his book, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
that.
because he just was a mess.
Oh, I do know that. Yeah, sculling bottles of JDs and stuff. Yeah. No, I've read his book. It was a great read.
I read it, yeah. Yeah, I like reading some of those. It's funny how the trajectory is often the same, though, isn't it? Like garage band gets together, starts playing, do a bit of drugs and a bit of alcohol.
Oh, because you've probably read Scar Tissue as
Scar
well.
Tissue. What else?
Anthony Kiedis story.
Great story. Same thing. What's the Motley Crue one?
Tommy Lee.
I've read the Tommy Lee one and the Motley Crue one, The Dirt, I think, or something like that, by Nikki Sixx.
Oh, right. Oh, I haven't read that.
I get it. I mean, you're having drugs and alcohol just surrounded by you continuously.
And groupies.
And groupies, it goes without saying. Yeah. Always ends the same way, though, doesn't it?
Well, some of them die.
That's what I mean. Some of them die and some of them get clean. But, and some of them... George Michael, because I remember him saying, Elton keeps telling me I should get clean, but he didn't want to, and didn't end very well for him, did it?
No.
Whereas Elton's been clean for years.
Yeah, right. What about Mick Jagger? What is he? He's been around. He's
still going, isn't
he? He is 76 or something and still doing concerts.
Actually, that's a point I wanted to raise. Why do you think it is that some people get to a certain age and they go, okay, I'm X amount of age. I'm 40. I'm not going to listen to any more new music. I'm done, and everything.
Stick with what I know.
Stick with what I know. Everything else after this point is shit. And we know people like that.
We do know people like that.
I don't get it.
No, I don't get that either, because new acts do come along. Obviously, all the time new acts come along
in any genre.
And you may not like some of them. That's fine, but you shouldn't just dismiss them because they're new and because you're a certain age.
It's you're missing out on so much.
Yes, that's correct. Although there's certain,
like Kanye.
People like Adele come along and she's massive, but she's not my cup of tea.
In more ways than one.
She was massive.
Oh, she lost weight.
She has lost weight.
Yeah, she's very talented though.
Yeah, she was a big girl at the start, but she's lost heaps of weight.
Yeah.
But just because.
But I can even listen to that though. I mean, I drive along sometimes singing that song that I'm not going to remember now with Bianca.
Her song?
Yeah, what's that song?
Oh, I don't know. The big hit.
The big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And singing along with Bianca with that, just belting it off key is great fun. Yeah, I don't get it. I think you're missing out on a lot if you do that in life.
Mm. Barton, you need to broaden your music tastes, mate.
Yeah, mate. Pull your head in. Speaking of music tastes, Eminem's got a new album.
Eminem's album dropped about 6 days ago.
Kamikaze.
It's called Kamikaze, that's right. And he released it kind of surprising everybody because he only just put out an album last year, which was called, was it Revival?
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
And critics didn't really like Revival, so he's come back with a new album this year.
What did you think of
Kamikaze.
Revival? Bit average.
I didn't mind it. He does a few duets in it. He does a duet with Beyonce, another one with that redheaded guy. What's his name?
Why don't we know that? River is the song.
Yeah.
I actually really like the song.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his, nor a fan of Beyonce, so I don't listen to those two songs on that.
I actually like the song River. It's about him getting rid of an unborn child.
Oh.
Have you listened to the lyrics? Good lyrics.
Right.
Yeah.
But
the new one.
So the new album is he's hitting back at quite a few people who dissed him about his previous album. So I quite like that.
Diss tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, and for those of you who liked his song Rap God, where he raps ridiculously fast and it's just incredible technical rapping.
Yes.
In terms of his multi-syllabic rhymes and the metaphors and the puns and the general linguistic gymnastics that he is capable of.
Can you say that again?
The linguistic gymnastics that Eminem is capable of. He does things with the English language that no other rapper does. And in this new album Kamikaze, there are some tracks on there where he displays that level of skill in terms of being a rapper that no one else can.
No
match.
one else can.
No.
I listened to Lucky You, which is a track with a new rapper called Joyce Turner.
Joyner Lucas.
How the fuck did I get it?
Joyner.
And I've been thinking I'm going to say this right.
Yeah, no, so he does
Joyner
this
Lucas.
song. Joyner Lucas
Lucky
is
You.
a fellow that Eminem does.
That's
has
a
on
great
the
track.
song. It's a good song. Track 3 on the new album.
He, I was listening to it thinking, dude, this guy's good. This new guy's good. Man, he might even match Eminem on his
Rapping
speed
ability.
and alacrity. And then Eminem finishes the second half of his verse and just takes, and he even says there's levels to this. I'm in an elevator or something, and takes it to even greater. And man, he's the best.
Oh yeah,
He's the best.
He's very, very good.
No one can touch him with not just with speed, but with, as you said, with his vocabulary and his ability to mix metaphors and multisyllabic words.
Yeah, alliteration, just double meanings, double entendres, and the similes, metaphors, and puns as well. He uses the language like to. He doesn't just rhyme the last word of each line like some rappers do.
Lazy rapping.
There are sometimes 7 syllables in each line that rhyme multi lines.
Yeah.
And no other. I'll actually have to write some down so that we can.
Oh, because I was going to print some out. Yeah, but
he's phenomenal. But that being said, on Kamikaze, there's about 4 songs on there that I really like, and the rest are a bit average. In my opinion.
Yeah. I think. You know what I think? I think. Do you remember Recovery? The album Recovery.
Yes.
What did you think of that? I thought it was a good album. It had No Love on it.
Ah, yes.
And I think artists such as Eminem need
I
to.
actually like all his albums, to be honest with you.
Me too. But it's interesting when he seems to be in pain, like he was when he was getting clean. It would appear that he writes better. Would you agree? Or
Perhaps. However, there were albums earlier than that where he was perhaps not in pain, but he wasn't clean either. There was influences from substances.
no, but that's what I'm saying. I think the early music he was in pain in that the first albums he was broke, and then there was the whole drama with his wife and lawsuits, and then the madness of his addiction and everything. And there's when things level out, I think that's the case with a lot of artists. When things level out,
his music becomes a bit flat.
yeah. Look at I struggle with a lot of Ice Cube's new music because of that. Because we talked about Google Me Bitch. You know, some songs just where he's not, he just doesn't sound like he's in the game. Whereas his early stuff is all
Fantastic.
full on best.
Yeah. Very good.
We're coming up to the 45-minute mark.
Yeah.
Mate. We've covered a lot of topics, and I think we've actually managed to pull them back into line.
Yeah, well, hopefully you enjoyed this.
I did.
I did.
Any suggestions or criticism, or if you just want to tell us that we suck, we're more than happy to reciprocate and tell that you are as well.
So if you want to send us any comments, you can down below, or you can Instagram us at @the_push_podcast.
Or you can email us at thepushpodcast2018@gmail.com.
That's right.
So this is another week out. My name's Steve Machine Curran.
Kevin Big Daddy Allwood signing off.
We out.